Welcome back. We've been keeping our eye on the situation here in Broadview, Illinois, all morning long. We have seen the situation become increasingly heated. Earlier, we saw DHS Secretary Kristi Noem and Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino on top of the roof of one of the ICE facilities there to monitor the crowd and more or less assess the situation of agents who are there on the ground. This has been a point of contention for residents in that community who are not pleased with the presence of ICE agents. They believe that the agents have been ridiculously aggressive in their neighborhoods. This is what we've been hearing. But joining me now, we have an opportunity to discuss what we're actually seeing on the screen. Pat Brady, he is a former federal prosecutor here in the state of Illinois. You see what's happening there on the ground. You understand, Pat, why everyone may be upset, but they're operating within the confines of the law.
I guess so, but they're not operating like typical law enforcement does here. Like you see the ICE, and God love them, I'm not criticizing, they're just doing their job, but they've got masks on over the weekend, and this has been building. They're cruising up and down the river in gunboats and doing things that CPD doesn't do, or the sheriff's office doesn't do, or state police don't do. So whether they're operating within the law, I'm not exactly sure, but they're kind of operating differently than people in the city are used to. Like, I mean, you're from here. CPD walk down and shake hands with a police officer and talk to them, and you know they see their face. But you look at this, and you can see there's sheriff's officers there that aren't wearing masks, but these guys look like something from another planet.
And I think that's part of the problem. I think that when you live in a community, you are used to seeing your officers, and you may even know somebody. But when these others come in, it feels as though there almost is an invasion of this military force, so to speak.
You've got a cabinet official on a building watching this.
Yeah.
And I know it is a diverse crowd, and they're different, not just young and old and a mix, but I've never seen that level of, that's the president's cabinet looking what's going on here. And I think it's just building, and it's kind of gone overboard.
And I guess that's the question, because there are those who applaud the administrations. They're like, yes, get the worst of the worst out of here.
I think people that are probably protesting agree with that.
Right. But what we're saying here is that's not what's happening.
Yeah. Well, it's overboard. I mean, a lot of people feel it's overboard. I mean, that's their neighborhood, and some of the stuff they're doing. Again, I'm not criticizing them. They're doing just what they're told, but it appears a little heavy-handed the last couple of weeks.
And you've watched this grow as well. I was telling our viewers earlier that I think that most people, when they think about these demonstrations, they're thinking they're 20-somethings, teenagers, just being maybe out of hand.
Yeah.
I'm seeing people of every age and of every
people.
stripe being taken down there by ICE.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But it's been festering for a while, this battle with our governor and the president. And I heard today they yanked transit funding. So there's kind of a fight between Illinois and President Trump.
We know that there is a situation where the administration has made rounding up illegal immigrants, or those that they say who are in the country illegally, a priority.
Sure.
Where do we draw the line, and how do you get community members on board? Because there are those who, as you know, would applaud the situation of getting those who don't belong here out.
I think you got to strike a really tough balance. I think I agree that a lot of the people in that crowd probably don't want people here that are here illegally, or certainly not criminals. But what we're seeing, at least in the news accounts, they're taking people that aren't necessarily criminals, maybe illegal, but not engaged in criminal activity. And they're just not striking the proper balance if you get people coming out protesting like this. Just not, something's not going right.
I believe that some thought Illinois may have dodged a bullet because J.B. Pritzker took such a strong stance against Mr. Trump, making it clear that you did not want National Guard here in Illinois. That didn't happen, but we're seeing a situation, Pat, where it seems as though that police presence or this military presence is still here.
Yeah, why not coordinate with our law enforcement? We have a great new police superintendent, a great sheriff here that work in the community, as we just discussed. Coordinate, and this stuff doesn't happen.
And that goes back to that, because in your experience, there is not a job here that law enforcement who actually know Illinois cannot do. They don't need this.
We have fantastic law enforcement here, great officers, and the lack of coordination is what kind of drives me crazy, and I think it leads to a lot of this.
Yeah. Pat, before I let you go, what happens in a situation like this when you see these demonstrators taken down, they are arrested? What's the usual process? What happens?
I'm not sure exactly what's the process with this particular court. Typically, they would get in front of a judge pretty quickly and get bonded out and put out, but I'm not sure where they're going to be sent, if they're going to go to 26th Street or Markham or wherever, but I really don't know.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.